Okay, so in this video, I want to show you how you can assign a number of types of status to, let's say, projects. So over here, I've kind of got my status guidelines done here. And what I'm going to use, I'm going to use an ifs function, IFS function, to assign these. So I click up here on the first one. And just to say to you as well, when you're doing this, just note that the order in which you apply these can actually make a difference to your outcome. Because what Excel tends to do is that it tends to test one, and if that is actually true, it stops there at that point. So it doesn't just keep on testing them or anything else. So just to bear that in mind. So I come up here to my logical and I go to my first one, which is the ifs one. And what I want to say is that if it says completed in here, so equals, okay, I want to mark that as completed. So I just put in a value of true. Now, when you're actually doing this, it's probably a good idea, particularly for the first round on this, is just to kind of do it with the actual text rather than the cell references. I mean, the finished version should ideally have the cell references, but I think when you're doing this, it's just easier just to troubleshoot it if you need to. Now, the second one then, I want to say if the start date is blank, so I use the isBlank function, because I want to say if that's blank, I just want to say not started. And then I go on to the next one. Now, if you're kind of worried that you're running out of space, all you have to do is come along here, scroll down here a little bit, and remember you have up to 27 of them. So the next one then is a bit trickier because I want to basically say that if the priority of a project is high, and if it's basically the finish date is within 7 days of today, and I've used the cell reference here, then it's kind of like it's urgent. Okay, so I'm going to go to this one. So for this one, I'm going to go and say, bear with me a second, I'm going to start with an AND function. Okay, so I want to say if this priority is equals high, and then I'm going to open my brackets and I'm going to use the today function, but I'm going to go G2, which is the finish date, minus today, and then close my bracket. I want to say if that is less than or equal to this one up here, F4, and then I just need to close my brackets as well. And then I'm just going to say if that's the case, that is urgent. And then I'm going to go down to the next one, which I want to say if it's due. Okay, for due, I want to say that I'm going to use the AND function again. I'm going to use OR. So I want to say if the priority is equal to medium, comma, or this is equal to low, and then close my brackets with the OR, then it's going to be open brackets today minus the finish date, close that, is less than or equal to my O2, which is here, F4. And then I need to close my brackets as well. And then I just go down a little bit and say if that's the case, then that's going to be due. Go on to the next one. It says overdue, so I use the same thing again. And or I want to say that the priority is equal to medium, comma, or this one is equal to low. So if those two are true, and if I want to say today, close bracket, is greater than or equal to, so basically if it's after the finish date, close my brackets. I'm going to say that it's overdue. So basically we're kind of saying if it's lower medium and the finish date, today is after the finish date, then it's kind of overdue. And then I want to add the ones that are in progress. I'm going to say and or this one is equal to medium. comma, or this one is equal to low, comma, and we need to put in the high ones as well. So I'm just going to go equals high, comma, open my brackets, and I want to say if this one here, the finish date, the difference between the finish date is greater than or equal to, just put in greater than this one, F4, and if that's true, it's going to be in progress. And then I click OK. Now, the one thing I do want to put in this is because this is maybe one of the trickier things about the ifs function, is that you might find there are situations where like this hasn't been accounted for in the conditions. So you need to flag that by, let's say if I come up here to the ifs function and I'm going to use an if error function around it, which is the last step, comma, and I'm just going to put down unknown. Okay, and then you can kind of flag those then and then press enter. And then I'm just going to double click on this one, copy it down. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to now, I've got this one done, and now I'm going to do my color coding. So I'm going to set urgent, home, conditional formatting, highlight cells rules equal to, and I'm going to say if it's urgent, I'm going to leave it on that red, and I click OK. If it's due, conditional formatting, highlight cells rules, okay, I might say that it is, let me just choose equal to due. Now it's up to you what colors you use here. This one, let's say I might just say yellow fill and click OK. Overdue, I might maybe make it a pink one. Highlight cells rules equal to overdue. Choose customize format, maybe choose orange for that one. Kind of an orangey. I'm going to leave in progress. So conditional formatting, highlight cells rules equal to in progress. I'm going to leave that maybe on let's say a nice light green. Not started, I'm going to go for blue. Conditional formatting, highlight cells rules equal to not started. Light blue. Actually, I'll choose a slightly different color because I want to make it kind of more. Just let me choose maybe a darker blue here. And the last one is going to be completed, which I'm going to go conditional formatting, highlight cells rules equal to. Right, let me click on this one here now. Nice strong green. Click OK. Okay, so then what I do is I'm going to apply this rule, all these rules. So I come here to status, conditional formatting, highlight cells rules equal to urgent. There we go. Conditional formatting, highlight cells rules equal to due. And let me just come down here to my customize format. And let's just choose this one here again. I think I've chosen the yellow for that one. Yeah, that's more like it. And then the overdue, conditional formatting, highlight cells rules equal to overdue. And then in progress, conditional formatting, highlight cells rules equal to. Always a good idea, as you can see there, to make sure you actually remember what colors you've assigned to it. So just go to customize format. And then not started, conditional formatting, highlight cells rules equal to not started. Quite a dark blue. There we go. And the final one is conditional formatting, highlight cells rules equal to, and then I just go to my customize format here again. Whoops. And I choose a nice strong green. Oh, got to click on this one. Okay, so you see there, I now have them all kind of color coded and it's much easier to manage. Okay, hope you find this useful. Take care, mind yourself. Bye.